What can just fluff off? Pop-up Goddern ads that have some kind of passive-aggressive Goddern, no thanks, I don't need important updates button to close them. But managers. Telemarketers. And the brother companies that sold my number. Flies, but more specifically those really ruthless flies that go right back on you after you shoo them off. People who don't use headphones in public places. Mosquitoes. Removed. Cancer. Web pages with a video player at the top that auto-play and tries to follow you as you scroll down the page. These fluffing insects in this bedroom, holy garbage, go away, I just want to sleep in peace, sad face. People that constantly need drama in their life. I have enough garbage going on. I certainly do not need to hear about your bull garbage. Depression, or any mental illness, really, they suck ass. People chewing with their mouths open. The fad of you enjoying something and having other garbage on. Let me enjoy my hobbies in peace. I don't want to hear why you think it's garbage or why I need to grow up. Who the fluff am I bothering? Ah, you are telling the boss? He'll say the same thing the last time you did. Why are you worrying about what they do in their off time when you haven't finished today's work yet? Financial insecurity. Intrusive thoughts. Mosquitoes this heat. Cancer. I'm getting my 9th dose of chemotherapy tomorrow. I still have a long way to go and I'm sick of having this burden on my family. I am fairly young and have 2 small children. My husband looks tired. Wasps. Beauty influencers. At this point, it's like a snake eating its own tail. None of them are actually trained, so all they know is what they learn from YouTube. We're about to hit the point where people influenced by the influencers become the new influencers, and I guarantee that every single thing they do will remain the same. Same eyes, same lips. Same highlight, same contour, same stupid scandals, same everything. Instagram influencers. Work. Counting down the hours. My chronic nausea. People who leave a pamphlet about Jesus instead of a tip. A necessity to sleep 8 hours. Philosophic uncertainty. ###. I'll just reiterate and repost how much I think job hunting is a massive, inefficient waste of fluffing time. Fluff that horse hit with a ramming rod. The worst part is how fluffing soul-crushing this task is. You apply to the same jobs all over the city, most of them online, because let's be honest, who in the fluff has the time to scour the city or network at job clubs or career fairs or other social business professional events where you have to pay money to get in or buy food, drink when you've got to pay rent, front money for bills and insurance so you aren't fluffed if you get into a car accident or end up sick, and gas isn't cheap, and who in the fluff actually wants to show up to a career club at 8 o'clock in the fluffing morning to listen to some Gen X new age type talk about people energy or networking, and the best part is that we're doing this for a job we honestly don't like. I read that 2% of the world population actually enjoys their jobs. The rest of us are in it to eat and survive. Think about that garbage the next time you see some trendy fluffwaffle on TED Talk talking about how you should follow your dreams and make your passion your job, because that brother is part of the fluffing 1% of entitled rich folk that can say that from atop their pedestal of wealth. And that old baby boomer advice, just walk on in, hashtag shut the fluff up. How out of touch can boomers honestly be? I'd love to see these old fogies try that garbage today. It's not 1985, and the internet and computers are not this hip, whiz-bang new thing. The world changed. 9/11 happened, newspapers are dead, everybody has a smartphone, and LinkedIn is required to even get looked at. You have to apply online. It's not like you can just walk into some corporate office, because most are locked down now, to see if they are hiring, because the last thing the company wants is somebody mucking around who shouldn't be, and the last thing the boss wants is to hear some 20 or 30-somethings ridiculously over-practiced elevator pitch filled with business buzzwords they learned in business school, job hunting books and self-help manuals, because honestly, everybody these days is a team player, a creative free thinker, self-starter, rock star, or entrepreneur, and everyone will lie and say they are dedicated to the company and its idiotic mission statement, value system, or whatever the fluff the company wants to pretend to be, or wants you to be. And you know what the funniest part about elevator pitches was? My business school told me how important they are, that we should sit there and practice it every day in case we end up in the same coffee shop as Mark Zuckerberg or some astronomically improbable garbage. They even had a contest for that crap, and everybody in the business school was made to stand around and listen to 20 or so of these poor saps spew garbage. What a colossal waste of fluffing time and effort. And career fairs? Ha! Good luck. It's slightly better, but there's hundreds or thousands of suits at any hiring events worth of fluff, all saying the same stupid business buzzword bullgarbage to try and stand out. Everybody else is dropping resumes to the point where the recruiters will end up using it for toilet paper and scrap booking material for the next month, so unless you are willing to buy drinks for the company's career fair reps for the next week, your resume is probably going in the trash. Besides, they just tell you to apply online anyway. Fluff the freebies. Might as well go on Alibaba and save yourself the time. The only thing you should do at career fairs is network a bit, and get all the contact info for the recruiters so you can make the cover letter just for them. So you go online and you start applying to jobs. And once you actually apply on the company's website, you have to type in the same fluffing information over and over again. Not just your name, address, and SSN, but your work history for the last 10 years, and references, and ways to contact references, and why you left each company. Hope you weren't fired or quit, or you'll be doing some clever wording, so you better have all that garbage in one place or it takes even longer. Pro tip: KeyPass. And sometimes, the system makes you upload a resume, and then doesn't even bother to pull any data from it. Are you fluffing kidding me? I have to enter that garbage in twice? Fluffing horseshit lazy cocksuckers can't code for garbage. And if you want to even try to stand out, you have to write some dumb butt cover letter. And it can't be some cookie-cutter bull garbage. No. It has to be special, and it has to be original with some research that shows how interested you apparently are in this company, because apparently we should be dreaming night and day about working for your company, and following your Twitter handles and your Facebook feeds and your LinkedIn page, because the only way anybody would want to hire you is if you aligned with the mission statement, another worthless modernist business practice. The mission of all modern businesses is to generate income, not whatever idealist dribble they post on their website for PR reasons, of the company. Yep, that's the thing that makes somebody interested in you, a cover letter, not your one-page resume that you spent hours slaving over, because a two-page resume is a fluffing mortal sin, and who the hell is going to read a 10-page CV filled with inane awards that honestly, you likely stumbled your way into achieving just by existing and being a normal person doing their job, going to school? The average hour rep spends all of maybe seconds looking at your resume. Think about that. Again, it seems like bribery might work slightly better, but with all the gatekeepers standing between you and Trisha at hour, why even try? At the very least, this stupid trend seems to be dying. I don't even bother anymore. Does anybody even read cover letters? And even if you are qualified and you are a perfect fit for the job, do you even know what the success rate hovers around? #7 That's right. The average person will get 7 to 10 callbacks for every 100 ads they respond to. Not a job offer, not a scheduled interview, just a human being calling you back and saying they were interested for an interview. Don't believe me? Go ahead, head down to any bookstore and read The Job Hunter's Survival Guide, 10th edition by Richard Bowles. It's on pages 27 to 29. And mailing resumes or emailing people? What a joke. That's 1 in 1400. I remember my mother forcing me to do this. In 2015. Not one called me back. Big fluffing surprise. To the business, it's fluffing spam, so stop wasting money on paper, ink, toner, and stamps, because all you're doing is wasting the mailman's time and filling his bag with more garbage. And the best part is not callbacks for interviews. Now we get preliminary phone interviews if we are lucky, so they can see if you align with the company, or some bull garbage. And the latest thing are 200+ question personality tests and simulations that are part of the job application. So now we get to spend even more time applying to your company, and the other day, I saw something so stupid my brain exploded. You applied for the job, and if they liked you, you could come to their exclusive hiring event. Not even a group interview. An event. What fluffing malarkey is this garbage? Is it so hard to call me back if you are interested? Honestly, it's probably the same online anyway, because that's probably how many other butts you're competing with who are filling out the same job application. And once a computer screens your resume and cover letter, a human might read your resume, for all of 10 to 20 seconds. You getting a call back is largely determined by an overworked human who is given an informational overload of resumes, and maybe picking people at random. After all, do you want to read 200 resumes for one position? And the little hidden externality nobody will ever tell you about your job hunt? All that information, non-identifying, of course, you volunteered in the hopes of a job probably gets sold to telemarketing companies, ad agencies, and data miners who then call you until the end of time. And a lot of the people you apply to are screeners for other companies, who screen for their hour professionals, because they themselves are too inundated by the influx of desperate applicants. I still have recruiters calling me back for jobs I applied for 2 years ago, asking if I'm interested in whatever charlatanesque opportunity they are peddling at that moment in time, usually contract work. And God help you if you stumble onto that garbage. Contract work is just another way to fluff you out of benefits that most people who live a normal existence need to survive without bankrupting themselves when they get sick. And the most demoralizing part? It takes around 20 to 30 minutes at minimum to fill out an online job application properly. It's a fluffing joke. You can literally do maybe 5 applications a day before you are exhausted mentally, and that's if you skip the stupid questionnaires and avoid any unnecessary work. I've seen people stick at the hunt for months with nothing. And the funniest part? Most of the sites are the same: Talo, Insala, Jobvite, etc. Garbage anyway. Frankly, I'm surprised somebody hasn't written a software package that takes a screenshot of the screen, uses a combination of machine learning and OCR to determine the field in question, and then auto-fills it for you. Because then you could send off that bullgarbage in a few minutes instead of sitting there wasting your time. Job hunters would probably even pay $100 for that garbage. And don't give me that garbage tea autofill excuse. I want something that's faster than me having to actually click.